The fire had dimmed, the last few embers glowing red as the logs turned white with ash. I felt him shift beside me, and when I turned to face him again, his ocean blue eyes were cloudy with concern.
"You said all magic has consequences,"
he said.
"And they're not always predictable."
I nodded, my gut already churning in anticipation of what was coming next.
"So, here's the million-dollar question, Cupcake. What are the consequences of messing with the demon's soul?"
I'd been so caught up in saving his life, in getting him out of that damn trap, I hadn't thought about the consequences at all. Not that night, not after. Not until right this moment. Forcing a casual shrug, I cocked my head and smiled, hoping he couldn't see through it to the real fear beneath. For starters, I was forced to kiss you. On the mouth. I faked a shudder. Asher waited a beat, then rolled his eyes, some of his earlier playfulness returning.
"You think that's a consequence? I got 300 years worth of sleepover dates who'd beg to differ."
300 years worth? Sounds like fake news to me.
"You keep telling yourself that, Cupcake."
Asher leaned in to poke me in the ribs, and my book tipped forward. A photograph slipped out from between the pages, landing on the table.
"Is this your mom, Calla?"
Asher asked, his voice surprisingly gentle. He picked up the photo by the edges, careful not to smudge it. The agony of her death freshly speared my heart whenever I thought of her, but I'd been staring at that picture for days, and this time I was finally able to smile through the pain, more grateful than sad. Grateful she'd adopted me, that she'd loved me, that I still had this connection to her through the book she'd gifted me as a child. From the moment she'd first told me about magic as a toddler, she'd been with me through every step of discovering and nurturing my own, right up until the night she died, and I turned my back on the craft, on myself. I took that picture on her 50th birthday, I said. I'd made her these horrible black cupcakes as a joke, but she loved them, even though the frosting turned her teeth green. Asher smiled and Calla seemed to return it, her eyes sparkling as always. She looked happy, green teeth and all.
"What was she like?"
he asked, returning the photo. Our fingers brushed as I took it from him, and a spark of awareness skittered up my arm. It felt shockingly intimate, sharing this moment with him. But at the same time, it felt right. Natural.